have just under 10,000 acres of juice grapes in Michigan. And some of you know well that it's hard to make money on those grapes year in and year out. We can put $1,000 into an acre and maybe get $1,000 back on average. The price of Concord is not going up. It hovers in the low 200s. There's no prospect to have $300 and $400 a ton Concords in the future. So if we're going to try to stabilize this industry and have profitability, it's going to come on the backs of growers getting more tonnage of acceptable quality out of their acre of Concord, or Niagara for that matter. So we conceived to see if that was feasible. When we conceived of doing this, we decided, don't let the professor get carried away with fancy training systems from New Zealand and so on. It has to be something that the current grower equipment can accommodate. And by that, we mean we couldn't have, unfortunately, 10-foot tall trellises, because the current harvesters can't get over 10-foot tall trellises. This vineyard is at 8-foot row spacings. Here we have the Concord on what we're calling 2-tier cordon, and we added over here 2-tier cordon with the highly vigorous SO4 rootstock. And if you look down the row with my eyes, you can see that the SO4 is a somewhat larger vine, and it is when we take pruning weights, because it grows with the help of the rootstock. What stress are we going to put on these vines? Well, one of the principal stresses is that machine right over there, where you do it by hand, positioning vines and positioning the shoots down is stressful to the vine. It devigorates the vine. It creates smaller vines. Whether you do it with that machine or by hand. We can't afford to do it by hand anymore, so that's out. So that's why we are incorporating in this work the use of this SO4 rootstock. And the second experiment that my colleague Dr. Sabatini is in charge of is the other half of the vineyard, where we have 5 rootstocks, 3 different vine spaces from 7, 8, and 9, and we're going to try to find out what combination of those 15 different possibilities of rootstocks and spacings can this treatment endure over the years and go on and be productive. So if you were to take that positioner and to go into your Concord or Niagara vineyard and you already have small to medium vines, I'd have to say you would be doing yourself a disservice, because this whole scheme depends upon large vine size that will convert to large crops. And if you don't have the large vine size to begin with, game over, game over. And if you have large vine size and you don't keep pumping the vines to keep them large with good weed control, good nitrogen applications, game over.